Hi, this is David again, and there's another video on the constant deception, trickery, and the smoke and mirrors of the good reputation of the Mormon Church. If you don't live in Utah, you're not going to see this stuff, and many people who do live in Utah, they don't see this either. Let me inform you or have you listen, or if you don't want to listen, throw it out, I don't care. This has to do with reporting in the Desert News. Now, the Desert News is owned by the Mormon Church. It's the PR arm of the Mormon Church, and basically it paints the Mormon Church in the very best pictures that it can. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. You know what's wrong? Deception. Most of us call that lying. Deception. Not telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. See, the Mormons don't understand those words at all. I don't even think they can say those words. Let me give you an example. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to bring up here a little article. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to tell you. This morning, I read in the Desert News that a group of philanthropists toured the LDS Church Welfare Square in Salt Lake City. They quote the CEO. That's the head person of this philanthropy roundtable as follows, quote, "We came to Utah to see Welfare Square because it's one of the nation's greatest models of cultivating self-reliance not only for members of the Mormon faith, but for the people everywhere." Oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Mormon Church allowed non-members to go to the bishop's storehouse. Did you? I didn't know they could go over to Desert Industries and get free stuff. Did you? Have you ever seen a homeless person in either one of those places? I never have. But that's what the CEO here says. And the CEO's name is Shannon Taranto, CEO of the philanthropy, I can't even say it, Roundtable, a national network of individual donors, corporate giving officers, and foundation trustees. Well, if Shannon thinks that, and, it appears to be on its face objective, the Mormons have a good report the way they run their welfare system. Well, let me tell you, the welfare system has gone to hell. They hardly help anybody, even the Mormons anymore. They're so far out of money that Dallin Oaks said about 9 months ago, in a conference in the Midwest, that basically the church is not helping people much anymore. So, while Shannon says this is a good idea, she's a CEO of an independent company here, and the Desert News reports this, and the Mormon Church is protecting its good reputation. The internet is the kiss of death for the Mormon Church. They used to be able to pull these tricks. People like me, we never could say anything. They just excommunicated or called us apostates or, other names. And you never got this information in New Zealand and South Africa and all over the world. You never got it. Well, sounds like they have a pretty decent report there in the Desert News. Now, let me show you what the Mormons do. Shannon says here, the best programs are those that help people to move along a continuum where they no longer need charity, but also have the skills and the means to give to charity themselves. High praise from an outside source, right? Oh, let me read the small print. Not exactly. I happen to know Shannon Taranto, the person writing here, as I went to grad school together with her at BYU. The article didn't mention this independent evaluation was made by a member of the church who has a grad degree from BYU, which means she's very embedded in the Mormon Church. Would it have made a difference if readers had known she is LDS? I think so. But the impression is left that the bunch of impartial outsiders were impressed enough with the church's welfare program to come and tour it and then tell its virtues to the world. Okay. You want to see Mormonism at work. There it is. That's Mormonism at its finest. It goes on all the time here in Utah. You people, many of you in Utah, that you don't see this crap. Even in the United States, Asia, like I said, South Africa, Canada, New Zealand, Argentina, Brasilia, or not Brasilia, that's the capital, Brazil. This is the kind of crap that pisses me off. If they would simply tell the truth, people would leave them alone. People go, hey, they have a religion, it's like Jehovah's Witness. They knock on your door and try to hand you a watchtower. You just say you're not interested, and away they go. Not the Mormons. Not the Mormons. They're going to haunt you for the rest of your days here and maybe in the hereafter. When they find out that there's not many Mormons there either, maybe their conversion, they'll still be knocking on people's doors. This is purposeful deception by the Deseret News. This is why even us in Utah don't buy the Deseret News. We buy the Salt Lake Tribune newspaper because the Deseret News are liars, cheaters, and thieves. They are the public relations arm of the Mormon Church, and anything that makes the Mormon Church look good, they publish, even if it's a lie. If it makes the Mormon Church look bad, they're not objective. They do not send that information over their newspaper empire. So, you make your own mind up. Do you think that that's fair? You think that that's unfair? Do you think that that's deceit? You don't, of course, if you're a Mormon, you're going to go, oh, that's not important. It doesn't bother my salvation. It doesn't matter. He's lying. He was on the internet. Well, I was on the internet. I saw that on the internet. It was in the Deseret News. Being on the internet is not evil. But the Mormons have been taught it's evil. It's evil. They're getting us. It's Satan. Satan is leading him to those articles, and then he's publishing. Well, you know what? If you're happy and you like to give 10%, 15% of your money away, and you're rich and that doesn't matter, and you don't have any accounting for that money, and you're being a responsible donation person, and you want to go to the $5 billion mall, fine, do it. If it's making you happy, do it. It didn't work for me. I didn't get excommunicated. I didn't have any discipline counsel. I just got to a level after I got my master's degree that I could read. And when I read the history, and I read Joseph Smith in bed with two 14-year-olds, Nancy and Helen, I go, whoa, whoa. I read about the Mountain Meadow Massacre, whoa. I read about gold plates that disappeared, so I'd have a testimony that Joseph was telling the truth, whoa. When I read the mummy documents that he bought for $1,200 and it became the Book of Abraham, and now we have the Rosetta Stone, and it says he was stupid. He didn't even come one word of translation. Whoa! I didn't need more than a brick truck to back over me. I finally said, no, I'm resigning. And I sit here, I keep thinking I'm going to run out of stuff to say. Of course, my friends know me. They'll say that'll never happen with David. But I keep thinking I've said everything about the Mormon Church that I've experienced. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying what's happened to me, what I've seen in my ears. I have a master's degree plus 28 advanced credits, and I've done original research, and I've worked in a profession for over 30 years with emotionally disturbed children and counseling, residential treatment centers. It's only my opinion. Why 8,000 of you in 2 months have looked at me, I'm in shock. Look at this face. Who's going to look at this face? Who's going to listen to these words? But 8,000 of you have, and you know what? 35% of you are LDS. It's coming right out of Utah. And when you see 99% males looking at me in Utah and 1% females, or sometimes 0% females, and the men are all old, they're 55 to 65. They're the leaders of the Mormon Church in Utah that are hitting these videos. Okay, when I go on to the world, the women are running 25, 28%. They're not downtrodden, and they have comments, and they're active in the world, but not in Utah. In Utah, it's 0% or 1% females watching, and my demographics in Utah are old men, like the Mormon Church leaders. My general demographics throughout the world is right in the middle, 35, 45-year-old people. There's the biggest group of people. I have some teenagers now and then that hit it. I'm sure their parents slap their face. Get away from that crazy old man. But numbers don't lie. Numbers don't lie. Mormons lie. How do you tell a Mormon's lying? When they move their lips. When they publish in their newspaper. That's how you know when a Mormon is lying. Thanks.